Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel English with Shasta. I'm Shasta. So today we'll discuss the paper number 4 that is named as 19th century fiction, and we'll discuss the important questions unit wise. So I have made the video on the previous year question papers of this particular unit. So go through that also. So the paper code is MENG 104DSC, means discipline specific course. So unit number 1, there's a text named as Wuthering Heights. It's a novel basically. So it was written by Emily Bronte. So whenever you are going to attempt any kind of question, you have to give the introduction, brief introduction of the writer, and also the text which is prescribed in a syllabus. Like you have to introduce when it got published, okay, when it was written. So you have to give these details and what is the main idea, main theme of this particular text. And you have to, agar you want to write a summary, then you have to summarize in 2 to 4 lines only. Okay, don't exaggerate your summary, because at this point of level they don't want summary, they want critical analysis of everything. Okay, so long questions from Wuthering Heights. Examine the salient features of Wuthering Heights. सो ये आपको पता ही है कि वो मूड्स में सेट है ना, वो थ्रश क्रॉस ग्रेंज और वो जो उनके घर हैं, ठीक है, वो भी थोड़ा सा घोस्टली इन्वायरमेंट आपको दे रहे हैं, ठीक है. सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ कैथरीन एंड हीथक्लिफ्स रिलेशनशिप और पैशनेट लव नॉट ऑफ हीथक्लिफ एंड कैथरीन इज एन इरप्शन ऑफ एमिलीज ओन बर्डन्ड सोल. मेजर थीम ऑफ Wuthering Heights or Wuthering Heights as a novel of love and hate. Heathcliff as a diabolical character or character sketch. Heathcliff as an incarnation of human gift. Narrative strategy in Wuthering Heights. Significance of two narrators. Art of characterization in the novel by Bronte. Emily Bronte's treatment of nature. तो nature आपको पता है उन्होंने कैसी बताई है, घोस्टली बताई है. The description is in moors and moors indicate the barrenness. And also there is a barrenness in relationships. ठीक है. सिम्बल्स इन वदरिंग हाइट. सिम्बल्स तो आपके सब आ जाएंगे, जैसे उसके ड्रीम्स भी आपका सिंबल बन जाएगा, उनके हाउसेस भी आपके सिंबल बन जाएंगे. ठीक है. कमिंग टू द शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस. रोल ऑफ लॉकवुड एज नरेटर. As you know that there are two narrators of this particular text. One is Lockwood and the second is Nellie Dean. Gothic elements in Wuthering Heights. Catherine's love for Heathcliff, genuine or fake. Evil nature of Heathcliff. Hindley's attitude towards the servant Heathcliff. Why is Catherine torn within? Significance of title Wuthering Heights. Flashback technique. Flashback technique is the blend of present and past. जैसे स्टोरी स्टार्ट हो रही है तो इट इज़ बिगिनिंग फ्रॉम द प्रेजेंट, फ्रॉम लॉकवुड बेसिकली. बट नेली डीन के थ्रू हमें क्या पता लग रहा है कि पास्ट में जो चीज़ें हुई हैं वो भी हमें नेक्स्ट चैप्टर्स में जो है वो अनवेल हो रही हैं, वो है ना, तो हमें वो चीज़ें पता लग रही हैं. तो फ्लैशबैक टेक्निक होती है, प्रेजेंट एंड पास्ट में चलती है स्टोरी. रोल ऑफ हिंडले ऑन शो. ब्रीफ कैरेक्टर स्केच ऑफ एडगर लिंटन. सो unit number 2, Charles Dickens. You have to introduce Charles Dickens. Okay, so Charles Dickens was that novelist who, you can say, who raised voice against industrialization and the condition of women and children at that times. So it was seen in the novels that was written by Charles Dickens, like Hard Times, or you can say Great Expectations, and one more that was in your syllabus of graduation, Oliver Twist. Okay, so in Hard Times you have to give the introduction, when it got published, when it was written, okay, what is the main theme, main subject of this novel. Account for the popularity of Dickens as a novelist. Dickens as a social reformer. Why is Louisa unhappy in her life? Dickens' art of characterization. Hard Times as a satire on the contemporary Victorian society. So you all know that Victorian society जो थी वो Victorian age basically, उसमें materialism बहुत ज़्यादा था. There was a rise in materialism. विक्टोरियन एज के टाइम पे ही चार्ल्स डार्विन ने अपनी थ्योरी ऑफ स्पीशीज़ दी थी, ओरिजिन ऑफ स्पीशीज़. ठीक है, तो गॉड पे बिलीव जो था वो कम हो गया था कंपैरेटिवली, and people were more inclined towards science basically. ठीक है, and the people were pessimistic, and they, you can say, they lack the moral qualities also. Okay, they were morally degraded. ठीक है, तो आप थोड़ा बहुत उसके बारे में भी, कौन सी सेंचुरी से बिलोंग करते थे राइटर, उसके बारे में भी थोड़ा थोड़ा लिख दें आप, सेंचुरी की इंट्रोडक्शन थोड़ी सी, तो आपकी इंट्रोडक्शन बड़ी हो जाएगी. अप्रोप्रिएटनेस ऑफ टाइटल हार्ड टाइम्स. अटैकिंग इंडस्ट्रियल सोसाइटी ऑफ 19th century. Short question. Justify the title character sketch of Josiah Bounderby. Role of Louisa. Use of irony. Role of Stephen Blackpool. Write a note on locale, place and novel Coketown. Role of Thomas Gradgrind. Role of Gradgrind is Louisa happy in her married life. Short note on clocks and time as motifs in hard times. So unit number 3 consists of George Eliot. George Eliot is also a novelist. ठीक है, और जॉर्ज इलियट जो थी बेसिकली, वो लड़की थी, मैरी वान्स उनका नेम था. ठीक है, शी वॉज राइटिंग by the pseudonym of George Eliot. So why she was writing by the pseudonym of George Eliot? Because at that time women were not given that much of, you can say, importance. They are, you can say, they are seen as objects. Okay, they are not given that much of education. Also, they are not given that much of priority as given to men. So they were not, you can say, too much into society, because they are just a piece of object, piece of playing, of making sexual relationships. Okay, तो क्या हुआ उस टाइम पे, जॉर्ज एलियट हैज़ टू चेंज हर नेम एज अ pseudonym of George Eliot, because अगर वो, if she write from the perspective of, you can say, women, if she writes and sign the novel as women, then she would not get that much of importance or that much of priority as she was given by the name of a man. That is George Eliot. So she has written the famous novel The Mill on the Floss. You have to prepare the introduction of this. Basically, whenever you attempt any kind of question, you have to give the introduction of the writer and the introduction of the novel. And along with that, you have to give the brief introduction of the age to which the writer belongs. So here are some questions. Role of Maggie Tulliver or Maggie's character as struggle. Sketch of Tom Tulliver. The Mill on the Floss as an autobiographical novel, as psychological novel or child psychology challenges to human concerns. Why does novel appeal to readers? Characterization in novel. George Eliot as novelist. Relationship between Maggie and Tom. Title, role and significance of Philip Wakeham. Hurdle in the life of Tullivers. Explain the use of nature. Ending of the novel. Character sketch of Stephen Guest. Animal imagery or rabbit episode. Role of Mr. Tulliver or as a bankrupt. Unit number 4, Thomas Hardy. टेस्ट ऑफ द डबल विल्स. ठीक है, अब जब आपको मैंने 4 यूनिट्स बता दिए, तो यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस ऑफ एनी 3 यूनिट्स, एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर दी, यू कैन से, बेसिक आइडिया आपको होना चाहिए. यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर दी शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस ऑफ एवरी यूनिट, क्योंकि शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस का आपको पता नहीं है, वो आ ही जाएंगे. ठीक है. फेट एंड चांस इन द नोवेल. टेस इज डिस्क्राइब्ड एज अ प्योर वुमन डिस्पाइट हर सिडक्शन. फेट एंड चांस का क्वेश्चन जो है, इट कैन ऑल्सो कम इन योर शॉर्ट आंसर क्वेश्चंस. Role of Angel Clare. Characterization, architectonic quality means the plot structure. ठीक है. As a tragic novel, Hardy as a novelist or tragic writer. Short, वेसेक्स जो है, उन्होंने एक इमेजिनरी जो है बनाया हुआ था अपना. ठीक है, उनकी नोवेल ज़्यादातर वेसेक्स पे सेट होती है. वेसेक्स आई थिंक उन्होंने इस पर 5 वो हैं, वेसेक्स नोवेल्स भी हैं इस पर पब्लिश हुए, वेसेक्स स्टोरीज और नोवेल, समथिंग लाइक दैट. 5 हैं उसमें वर्क्स इंपॉर्टेंट. बाद में 2 ऐड किए थे, 2 ऐड. ठीक है, 7 है तो बेसिकली. तो वेसेक्स जो उन्होंने एक रीजन बनाया है जिन पे उनकी ज़्यादातर नोवेल सेट होती है. जैसे कि आर के नारायण को अगर आप देखें, सो ही हैज़ मेड एन इमेजिनरी टाउन नेम्ड एज मालगुडी. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके का. Alec as a villain, rustic characters in the novel, ending of Tess, treatment of nature in novel, use of irony, significance of mislaid letters in Tess, describe death of horse prince. ठीक है, तो यही थे इसके क्वेश्चंस. आप इन क्वेश्चंस को कर लें. प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन पेपर का लिंक मैं आपको इसके डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दूंगी. थैंक यू सो मच. गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल. टेक केयर. बाय बाय.